Hello there, this is Russell Emery for Fresh to the Extreme, and today I am riding in South Charleston at a place called Little Creek Park. And I was lucky enough to meet a local mountain bike rider by the name of Scott. And right now I'm cutting out a whole bunch of parts here because I was mumbling about in the park, not knowing where to go. And then I met Scott previously. His car is parked right next to me. Mine, but he had to do some trail work. But he said, come find him, and I actually found him. So there he is right there on the screen. And he's about to alleviate my pain of trying to figure out my way through the park. And I'm just showing him where I've been. He's like, okay, let's go for a ride. And so without further ado, here is Scott showing me around all the trails at Little Creek Park, just right outside, or it's actually inside of Charleston, actually. The reason why I'm up here, I had went to Meeks Mountain to do a pre-race ride or just check out the course. I haven't been there for about a year now, a year or so. And as you see on my channel, I'm starting to do some XC racing. Not really XC racing, but I'm definitely getting faster. If you follow me on Strava, I am definitely getting faster. But today we're not riding XC, we're riding e-bikes to give my legs a rest. And sometimes you just want to have a little bit of fun and just go downhill and not have to worry about your legs getting destroyed and getting tired. And so at Meeks Mountain the other day, I rode about almost 3,000 feet of elevation and I think 27 miles because I got lost over there. And so as you can see, I made it out, and this is a reward to myself for making it out, riding my e-bike. So you see there's some little tiny bridges there. And Scott's taking it easy on me because just to make sure I know how to ride. You know, I can tell he can really rip through the area. And he's also a trail builder, as I mentioned before. He helped build most of these trails and around here. So if you want to know the complete trail, just go to my Strava and look for Russell EM Fresh profile, and then I'll send you the GPX file or share it with you through Strava so you can have it. But it'd be wise to find a guide or so, or someone like that to take you through the park like Scott's doing to me, because I would have never, ever have gotten through this park without him showing me these trails. But anyway, they're very well, nicely groomed, and been a while since I've been riding my e-bike, so it feels weird. I feel like my legs are stronger than my motor on my e-bike. And again, someone has asked me, what are the orange dials on my Fox 38 there? It just means that I had my Fox 38 custom tuned to my weight, because most Fox 38s come with a light tune because they're really stiff. For example, like on my Trek Session, my downhill bike, I put a Fox 40 on there, but on the Trek Session you have what is called a flip chip that makes it plush. So when you put a Fox 40 on the Trek Session with the flip chip in plush mode or bike park mode, it doesn't feel right because the Session is a stiff bike. It's a racing bike, just like my XC bike. The XC bikes are. And so that particular fork, the Fox 40, comes fully tuned to the hardest setting. And so this, like I said before, the Fox 38 is a lightly tuned fork. But you can see us coming down these hills. These are very steep hills. I was taking it easy at first because the trails were nice and soft. They were soft, so I thought I was going to skid out and slide, but They actually hold grip very, very nicely.
Oh, maybe not.
And so you can see the little creek right beside us. And by the way, yes, I'm riding my my Turbo Levo, my S-Works Turbo Levo. Somebody said, just talk about your Turbo Levo. What do you have on it? Okay, well, I have the, of course, the Gola TRP brakes with Axis, everything. It's fully spec'd out. You can't get any more spec'd out on this S-Works e-bike. If I turn the volume up, it is hot out here, and you can excuse me for the little sweat drops coming on the GoPro monitor there, or the screen there. That's what that little blurry spots are. Is like super hot. And but I have a the handlebar is a what do you call it? I forget, Spank Vibracore handlebar. If you watched some of my videos before, I did have a Velociraptor in it, but it broke. I thought my battery had got destroyed, it got burnt out, but what happened was it just got too hot inside the computer there, and I thought, oh my god, I just voided my warranty. Nope. And then the bike wouldn't start, so I was like, man, I gotta take it to the bike shop. It's gonna be $1,000, but all I did is just unplug the Velociraptor, and everything started to work again. And believe it or not, it looks like Trek had some firmware updates, so looks like everything is running perfectly on it since the first time I rode this. When I was at Canuga a few years ago, maybe last year, you could hear how loud the motor was. It was astronomically loud, horribly loud. I almost regretted my purchase. But when I put the Velociraptor on there, and then the 36T chainring from the 32, I believe they had on there, it quieted the noise down a lot. And so there was a little noise, but not quite as much. When we're climbing the hills and there's like a little shuttle setting, you hear it go, man, like a little bop, like a honking sound, like a light honking sound. That means it's overheating a little bit, but it's cooling off pretty good. And so back to the bike, got Axis, everything, Axis, dropper post, the wireless drivetrain, TRP, riding the DHR brakes, EVA, I think, brakes, with a 220 rotor on the front, 220 on the back. I dropped the Turbo Levo back to 150 or 160 travel in the front, and it's 150 in the rear. I took the the cascade components link off of it. That made it a 165, and then I have another Fox 38 that's 170. That's has 178 travel on it, but I took that off because it was making a cracking noise, just like it did on my Hightower with that cascade components linked. And so I'm just running it stock like Specialized told me to do. So no more noise, no more problems. There's a lot of sticks out there, and still got derailleur problems with the sticks going in the derailleur and stuff. I honestly think derailleurs they're good for, like, I think a gravel bike or something, but when you get out in these woods, it needs to be more protected. I wish they made some type of guard for it, or I know they have called belt drives bikes now where you don't have the derailleur. And so I think an e-bike was just announced, actually, that you can switch under load with a belt drive bike. So I'm looking into those right now. I might get a belt drive e-bike if I can get the wifey to clear it, just to test it out and not have to worry about derailleurs anymore. But I think the reason why I don't have one right now, I was looking at the Z-Road bikes, and there's another one, I think it's called Vision Cycles. They're all out of country that actually make bikes that have the travel on them. But since I'm riding XC now, I don't really need the travel. I don't think I need much travel, I'm finding. I don't need that 180 miles travel on a pedal bike. If I have that, I have the Trek Session for downhill, but I can easily ride my Rebel Ranger because it has like a bottomless uh, shocks on it. Like it just feels like the link and how the frame works is just amazing. And it's called a down country bike. That's what I'm racing on. It's not really an XC bike. It does the same thing. It climbs very well, faster than the Slash, okay, faster than the High Tower that I have. But when you hit a steep, it does sink back in and suck all the energy out of your legs.
I feel like I'm holding you back. I can tell you ripping.
I am building right now a Trek Super Caliber. It was my wife's Trek Super Caliber. She never rode it. It's brand spanking new. It's a 9.7. It comes pretty heavy. Right now it's 27.5 pounds. And so I'm making some modifications to get it down to 23. But even at 27 pounds, it is so fast and poppy. It's not comfortable, but it's definitely what I'd call a race bike. So I haven't raced it yet, and so hopefully that should increase my times and take away my leg fatigue while climbing once I get it going and get the right wheel set so I don't have mechanicals during the race and get stuck, 7-10 miles away from the start line. Anyway, this track, I know I got off tangent there, but Little Creek is very well maintained by the trail crew, which is Scott and some of his buddies, whom are also police officers. So right here you can see some of those of his buddies. I would call this police part because that's who basically is in here, This is their hangout spot. So don't come and do anything wrong in here because they'll get you. Okay, I was making jokes a little bit with the Scott in there, but he was cool, and so and some of these places you can't tell on a GoPro, but this is kind of steep. These are really steep. If you see Scott standing up like he stands up like that, that means it's about to get real. Like he's going slow because we are almost vertical. The GoPro doesn't show it, but we're just going slow so we don't slide off, because even then, like I said, the ground is pretty soft still. Like it just feels like it's just going to skid out from under you when you're riding, but has very good traction here. A lot of log rollers. Anyway, the wheels, what wheels I have, the Industry 9 wheels. I use a company out of Canada called Noble Wheels. I'm not sponsored or anything by them, but they make pretty good wheels. And they're probably the toughest wheels on the market right now, in my opinion. My personal opinion, after all the wheel sets I have.
Okay.
I've got quite a few wheel sets, and I'm
You're right.
right now, my favorite, though.
Okay, I got it.
Got stuck on that little bridge. I absolutely hate bridges, like slick bridges like that. But that had some traction. I think they had a little wire on it. But be like those, and the wood is spaced out, like the 2x4 is spaced out so you get traction, for your tire. You see him standing up. It looks like we're flat, but we're going downhill, like really steep downhill. But it's not dangerous. Just make sure, don't just go ripping through it. Make sure you can feel the ground with your tires. Make sure you can feel the traction in your tires. Feel it out before you start flying. But you could go pretty quick here, without skidding out. Anyway, I've been out here for quite a while, probably about 4 hours till I met up with Scott, and then this riding with him only took about an hour and 20 minutes. If you know where you're going, you can do a nice, good workout, e-bike or non-e-bike, in about an hour and a half and get some good elevation, about 1,400 feet elevation very easily, and to worry about hitting too many roots and stuff like that. Though there are some, but it's pretty smooth, just like a typical well-groomed southern mountain bike trails of West Virginia are. Northern West Virginia, we're getting there slowly as more cyclists start to ride, and I think I might have to start helping out a little bit because everybody wants to ride, but no one wants to build the trail. I know I don't like building trails, but if you want the trails done, somebody gotta build them. And so whenever you see someone building trails, it takes a lot of time to do that, to build the trail. And so thank them, buy them a coffee or whatever, whenever you see a trail builder out there, because they need to be maintained. And you have, you can see here, like someone with a pickaxe or something went through there and meticulously made this path right here. So now we're headed toward the end. We're going to a place I forget what it's called, but it's pretty steep, right? I think it's right here. It's so steep. You can see. Oh, not there yet. Okay, we're not quite there. But we're headed back to the beginning because I know my wife is waiting in the vehicle where I wasn't supposed to be here riding this long, as a matter of fact. I'm supposed to head back home, be on the road by now. But I just wanted to stop in here because I saw it on Trail Forks, actually. And so I'm glad I stopped, and I'm glad I met Scott here. And shout out to him for showing me these trails. Definitely will ride again. Very nice park. Very nice trails. So you see him slowing down. When I see him slowing down, it's about to get real. Okay. I just hate how the GoPro makes everything look flat. I wish there was a way you could see how steep this is. Okay. And we're basically, the brakes are holding us like upright. Like we're, see that there. You get some pretty good speed though. And that's Little Creek.
Okay.
And when we started, Scott had given me some directions to stay on, but I got totally confused. I don't even know where I'm going to. You can see on the left side of the creek because you'll be you can hear the highway up top there. But I'm supposed to be on the right side, but I didn't know my right from my left. You can't really get lost here. There's like the forest. If you are not in the forest anymore, you're going to be in the shopping center, the Charleston shopping center right up the road there. If you go back, you'll be back in the parking lot, the reverse way, which is where we're going to right now. There's actually, like I said before, it's really hot back here, or in here, and so actually, I'm surprised my GoPro actually overheated. And I haven't had my external battery pack, and it never overheats, but it's just, there's no wind or anything, as you can see. It's just hot and heat, that heat. Here's that steep section. It's really steep, really steep. See that? We're holding brakes, but we're just sliding down. Rolling slowly.
They made it.
Because right here, you see that there's no lip on that switch back there. Or berm. Okay, so that was the highlight. That part right there. I forget what it's called, Cobra or something like that. I don't think it's called that, but you'll know you reached it because that's like the most, to me, the most scariest part of the trip. But once you make it past that, you have this nice little downhill section, which I like a lot. Actually, I did this again, actually. Because it's pretty fun. That's why you ride an e-bike, so you can explore new places and then keep doing laps when you don't have a lift service or whatever. Anyway, that's it. We're headed back to the parking lot, and my GoPro is going to die as we are about to get back to our vehicles. And you won't see my wife mad that I've been out here so long. But it's all good.
Okay.
And stay tuned for more videos. I'll have the XC ones on. I have probably like 3 XC videos I haven't put on yet. Just a matter of editing them. Subscribe if you like what you see. If you want routes to some of these places that I'm riding, just follow me on Strava, or you can send me an email from the YouTube. You just got to go to the About me page, and you'll see, or you go to freshtoextreme.com and then you can send me a message there on the contact page there. And I will get back to you and I can share my Strava with you. I'm not putting the routes on because some of these places are kind of like, I don't want beginners to go out here and get destroyed on this. Because when I'm riding, someone came to me, you make it look easy, and I got hurt. Well, yeah, it's no joke. You got to have pretty good balance or have some type of inclination to do some of the stuff we're doing.
E-bikes or
To
something.
do like we're riding, or just take it easy. Don't get hurt for no reason. But anyway, that's it. And I'm going to be quiet. And thanks for watching. And thanks for subscribing.